What's up everybody, I'm DuncanCantDie, and today I'm bringing you another Pokemon X and Y Wi-Fi battle. Today's battle is an NU battle, so never used. I love this tier, I've been really enjoying it, and it is against the one and only Shofu. So Shofu did not have an NU team, he was not ready for this, but I was like, yeah dude, battle me, NU, right now, on his stream. I didn't give him any time to prepare, and he ended up bringing this team. Now, we do know that Umbreon is not NU, we realized that after we started the battle, but I was absolutely fine with it. I said, I'm fine, I want to continue the battle, and the reason for this is that he had about 2 minutes to put this team together, whereas my NU team was made for me, it was tested, it's a good NU team, and he threw a team together very quickly. So it was perfectly fair for him to bring one UU poke, and it's not even that big of an issue for my team, because I do have the girder young Nappa coming through to smash it in the face with a Drain Punch if it ever even becomes a problem. So it's no worries. Anyway, so we're going to get straight down to it. So Shofu led off with Seviper. Now Seviper is a threat in NU. It's quite a powerful Pokemon. Pure Poison type, so that's awkward, I guess. Deals with fairies, any NU fairies if there are any. But it's a good matchup for me because obviously Dusclops is incredibly bulky and can burn the Seviper. Now, unfortunately for me, I forgot for a moment who I was playing. I forgot that I was playing an opponent who would be making plays from turn 1, and Shofu goes into his Swallow, and I get really, really lucky, missing the Will-O-Wisp and not activating those Guts. I really don't want to activate Guts on this Swallow. Would be very foolish to do so. So Shofu U-turns out. I actually predicted that, and I decided to go for the Will-O-Wisp again. So Shofu switched into Umbreon, which was quite a nice switch. It's a good matchup for him, and if I do decide to burn it, I'm going to end up burning myself too. Now, I'm not too worried about the burn, really, if I'm honest, because I am the Rest variant. I'm a Rest Sleep Talk Dusclops, which I love for NU. It's so annoying, it's so trolly, it's really, really bulky, and it just trolls your opponent out. So Shofu switches Karma out. He doesn't want to be taking that burn damage, and he goes back into Swallow once again. Now, Swallow walls my Dusclops all day long, because the only things I can do are burn it or Nightshade it. Now, Nightshade, of course, does absolutely nothing, because it's got part normal type, so the only choice I have is to burn a Swallow, and I really don't want to be burning a Gut Swallow. It's a foolish, foolish thing to do. So, Shofu goes for the Brave Bird to get some damage off. Unfortunately for him, I am the Rest variant. He didn't know that at the time, so I go for Rest, and I'm going to get all my health back, and then I'm going to be able to Sleep Talk at him, and hopefully not get a Will-O-Wisp off against him, because that would be a pain in the ass to burn this and power it up to the point where it could kill me. Shofu actually decides he doesn't want to do this war and this luck war, which is fair enough, and he U-turns out, and I'm fine with that, I really am, especially because if I Sleep Talk a Will-O-Wisp at this point, I'm not too bothered. And he goes into Jordan, his Tropius. Now, I have to be honest, Stars is going to hate me for this, but I do not see Tropius as any kind of a threat. I really don't. Tropius is a stupid Pokemon that does nothing. It does nothing for any team, really. But Shofu goes for the Leech Seed, which is a good opportunity against the Sleeping Dusclops to get that Leech Seed off and actually do a tiny bit with this Tropius, get some of that residual damage off and some healing. So I go for the Sleep Talk once again, and unfortunately, I get the Will-O-Wisp and I burn Shofu's Tropius. Now, as far as I'm aware, Tropius is a physical attacker, so unfortunately for Shofu, that is quite a bad thing. But for me, I'm quite happy with that, and I am going to wake up next turn. So I'm not too bothered about switching Gibdo out, because, of course, as soon as I switch him back in, I would be able to wake up instantly, and I don't want to have these Leech Seeds on me forever. Now, Shofu switches out into Altaria, which is an interesting switch, and I end up switching myself. As I said, I'm not too bothered about switching at all, into Danger Zone. Now, this Danger Zone only has Electric-type attacks. It's quite upsetting, and I do not know how, but I outsped an Altaria. Very, very strange. I have no idea how it happened, and I end up going into Young Nappa. Now, this isn't great for me, because obviously I did outspeed this thing. Very confused by that, and it goes for the Earthquake, and that's going to do nothing, because I am Young Nappa, and I am bulky, and I'm EVO like Girder. Shofu was shocked at how little that did, and the answer is EVO like Girder with defense EVs. So Altaria actually goes for the Heal Bell now, and decides to heal all the statuses on his team. Respectable play. Unfortunately for him, he forgot that Nappa carries Ice Punch. So he's not used to fighting in NU, obviously. He saw a Girder and didn't think it was a Conkeldurr and thought Ice Punch wasn't a possibility or something, I don't know. But he allowed me to kill his Altaria. That's a really big moment for me to take out a Pokemon basically for nothing there, because obviously the Heal Bell and the Earthquake did absolutely nothing. And I go into Danger Zone against this Seviper, which then coils up, boosting its defense, sorry, not its special defense, its accuracy and its attack. Very scary Pokemon. And then he goes for the Earthquake. I had no idea that Seviper carries Earthquake. So right after, Shofu didn't realize that I would be carrying Ice Punch, I didn't realize he'd be carrying Earthquake, and I lose a Pokemon of my own. So I'm forced to go into Gibdo here because this Survivor is a threat now that it is coiled up. And Shofu is not one of those people who's going to stay in just because he's boosted. He's going to go out and he's going to go back into Swellow once again. Switch into Swellow to take a Will-O-Wisp. And once again, I miss the Will-O-Wisp. So I was actually feeling bad about missing this Will-O-Wisp. I really did. And I decided to burn this Swellow anyway. There's nothing more that Gibdo could really do against this. I don't really want to switch anything into a Brave Bird. And I was feeling a bit shitty for the number of hacks I was getting. So I went for the Will-O-Wisp on the Swellow because I was outplayed here. I was completely outplayed. And I decided to make things interesting. So I go for the Will-O-Wisp on the Swellow, which does put it up into the attack range, where it is going to kill my Dusclops, just like it should have last turn, really. I mean, it was unfair. And so he takes out my Dusclops with his Swellow, and this makes the game a lot more interesting, because with the recoil and the burn damage, his Swellow is going to die pretty quickly now, actually. So, you know, it's not too big of a deal for me, and Feraligatr is going to be able to take him out with an Aqua Jet now. So I was quite happy with the whole situation. I mean, I made things even, and I took it out with the crit. The crit didn't matter. As whatever anybody says, I am a Life Orb adamant Feraligatr. There is no way that crit mattered. So people in the stream were going the crit mattered, but I don't think it did. Shofu goes back out to his Tropius, which actually does something here and scares off my Feraligatr. But I do go into Datkush, my Shiftry. That name's really growing on me. When I first saw it, I thought it was a bit immature, and it was a Shiftry that was given to me. But it's starting to grow on me because his hands do look just a tad like, you know. Anyway, so the Tropius here is going to switch out. It doesn't really do well against a Shiftry, and he has put up the Sunny Day, which does absolutely nothing for the Shiftry, so he's happy to switch out. I go for the knockoff on the switch in, and I get to knock off the Umbreon's leftovers. It's not really much of a big deal. Umbreon's going to be able to eat up anything a Shiftry throws at it. So I'm going to be forced to switch out here, and of course I'm going to go out into Young Nappa. Now Young Nappa can get poisoned, so I'm quite happy about that. And I was predicting the Toxic here. So My Guts, it's time for My Guts to be activated, and Young Nappa is ready to put in some work. He is very, very strong right now. He's as strong as a Conkeldurr pretty much right now with this Guts boost. So he is happy to put in some work. Shofu goes out into Seviper. Now Seviper is not particularly bulky, and I went for the Ice Punch just in case, so he predicted that, because I went for the Ice Punch just in case he decided to go into Tropius to take the Mach Punch or the Drain Punch, and he lives the Ice Punch quite healthily with about 30% health. He is going to get an attack off here, so I wanted to switch out. Basically, the way I saw it was, he's going to get an attack off here. I need to preserve my Young Nappa. It deals with so much of what's left of his team, and the best way I can think of it was, I'm resetting the Toxic timer, everything like that. So I go into Feraligatr, who ends up getting poisoned by the Poison Jab. 30% chance though, so it's not too big of a deal. And I decided that Feraligatr was the most expendable of my Pokemon, was basically my thought process here. So if anybody's questioning that play, I feel it was a better play to switch out and keep Young Nappa as healthy as possible. I know he would have lived a Poison Jab and then killed the Seviper, but for me, it was the best play. Anyway, my Feraligatr is a boss and hangs on with 1 HP here in order to take the Seviper out with a Waterfall. Now, I'm not sure whether Shofu rolled low or not there. I haven't bothered to calc it, but I got really lucky to have that 1 HP and take that thing out with a Waterfall before I go down to my Life Orb damage. It also means that the poison doesn't get to kill me, so I get to say that Shofu didn't kill that Feraligatr. That Feraligatr killed itself. He's a real Feraligatr. He's going to go down taking an opponent with him. So Shofu went out into his Umbreon, and I actually predicted that, and I go for the Drain Punch because he went for the Protect. I didn't want to risk him switching here, so he went for the Protect, I Drain Punched, and then I thought he probably did that Protect to scout my next move, so he's scouting the Drain Punch now, so I decided actually to go for the Ice Punch, and I would take out the Tropius if he switched in. So I decided to risk it, and the Ice Punch would have done a fair amount of damage to Umbreon anyway. Of course, I would have died after hitting him with the Ice Punch, but I can live with that. So I take out the Tropius with the Ice Punch here, and that is going to be pretty much game. Shofu really doesn't have much for Young Nappa at this point. He goes into his Spinder. I'm not sure what a Spinder is meant to be doing against a Timber, or a Girder, sorry. But Young Nappa's going to punch him right in the soul with a Drain Punch. That's going to fully heal me, which is really, really nice. So Spinder, a threat in NU, I guess, but we didn't get to see it today. Teeter Dance is always a pain in the arse, though, so that's a thing that could have happened, I guess. And all that Shofu has left now is this Umbreon, and of course Umbreon is going to easily die to a Drain Punch. So Shofu goes for the Wish. I don't know why. I think he just wanted to click in a move and get it over with. He didn't forfeit, which was nice. You know, some people would forfeit in this situation, not let me get the satisfaction of killing this annoying UU Pokemon. But I got to kill it. I got to take it out. I'm really happy with how this battle went, I've got to be honest. So I finally got a win against Shofu in singles. I've beaten him in VGC now as well. I'm quite happy with the way that I am progressing as a player. I feel that I'm finally getting good at this game. It's taken me a long time. This is my first competitive generation, and it's taken me a long time to sort of learn how different players play, you've got to predict differently for different players. I hope you guys have enjoyed watching me play, because I know one of the first battles I ever did in competitive was a battle against Shofu where he 5-0'd me. So it's been a progression, is what I'm going to say. So thank you very much, guys, for watching all of my videos, not just this one. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitch, follow me on Twitter, all of that good stuff. Of course, you know who Shofu is. You're definitely subscribed to him already, so you don't need me telling you to do that. And I will see you guys next time.